Good day everyone, and welcome to Palworlds. This is a new survival-like game that has released a few days before this recording. I've seen a lot of news on this game, and I'm excited to see what it holds. So anyways, let's get into this video. So we start off in the character creation screen, where there's a decent amount of customization. You can even customize your character to something that isn't human. I eventually create a suitable character that isn't really cursed, and I enter the world with this character. After making my character, I'm put into a cutscene where I wake up on a beach. My character then finds a tablet that holds a message on it that's probably important, but I forgot it after the first 5 minutes of playing the game. After the game puts me through a cutscene, I'm into the game, and my first impressions of the graphics is that they aren't bad, and the UI isn't bad either. After getting in, I'm tasked with building a primitive workbench. I gather some wood, and then I'm able to craft the workbench. Once I craft it, I level up to level 2. I unlock a fast travel point, which will probably be important later on in the game. After I unlock the fast travel point, I went out and I gathered some materials needed for the Pal Spear. This is pretty much a Pokeball. If you know anything about Pokemon, it'll just allow you to catch the pals and different creatures in the world. After gathering the materials I need, I craft this sphere, and I go and I find a chicken, and then I beat up the chicken, and then I capture it. The chicken was in fact no match for my huge muscular arms. After capturing the chicken, I look in my tech tree, and then out of nowhere this chicken comes in. So I summon my chicken, and then I have an epic chicken 1v1. Me and my chicken absolutely obliterate the other chicken. After we kill this chicken, I go on to humiliate the defeated chicken by rolling it down a cliff like a soccer ball or a football if you're from Europe. It goes on to roll down these stairs and then into the water, where it stays. I go on to look for a good spot for a base, and I eventually find this nice flat area overlooking the water. I begin construction of my base by building a workbench, and then I go out to gather some more supplies to build more stuff. But before I can do that, I get into a very heated staring contest with a chicken. After the intense staring contest, which I of course won, I go on and gather supplies for a pal box, which lets me get my pals to do stuff for me, like defend the area or build stuff for me. Once the pal box is complete, I go out and I gather some stone and wood so I can build my basic tools, which include the pickaxe, a club, an axe, and a torch. Partway through getting the materials, I'm interrupted by a person who is walking through my base. They are supposedly a wandering merchant. I go on to try and buy stuff from him, but he is obviously scamming me, so I let him know to leave my private property with a few punches. But little did I know that he was a CIA special agent. Once I punch him, he pulls out a Desert Eagle and then rolls out of my punching range. I run away and hide behind a rock. But then I summon my chicken, my only hope for survival at the time, and while my chicken runs up the hill to go and distract him, I climb up the rock and I head over to him, and I punch him a few times for a sneak attack. This plan works out pretty flawlessly, as he's later killed, and then after I kill him, I steal 205 coins from him. After that guy's intrusion, I went out and I got the rest of the materials and I finished crafting all of the tools. After the tools are crafted, I travel down the mountain a bit and I come across a pink dude who has stars around him. So I go to investigate and I'm quickly humbled after I try to attack it. He locks onto me and blasts me with who knows what, and then he Mike Tyson combos me, leading to a quick KO. After dying, the pink dudes then push my body with them in a final act of disrespect. After respawning, I run back and I get my loot, with being careful not to run into Big Pink again. After looking through the technology tree, I find a mounted missile launcher, and now I don't care about beating the game, I just want that missile launcher, just so I can cause chaos with it. It started to get dark out, so I built a campfire to keep me warm and so I could see better. I go out and I get some more supplies, and then using those supplies I craft a chest. After the chest, I go on to build some foundations for the start of a house I'm going to make. After putting down the first few foundations, my character gets cold, so I go by the fire, but of course I light myself on fire by accident. I then go on to finish building the rest of the foundations, as well as a staircase leading up to the house. I start on the interior decorating by building a primitive workbench, a fireplace, as well as a bed for me and a bed for my chicken. After building those, I then follow up with a chest to hold my hard-earned loot. I go on and I make 5 pal spheres as I'm trying to capture 5 sheep. And the reason I'm capturing all these sheep is, as in the top right of the screen you can see like a quest bar, and one of the quests is to capture 5 of these sheep. After the sheep are acquired, I'm able to level up my base a couple times, and then I go into the pal box, and then I'm able to hire 2 of these sheep to work with my chicken. Now, what these sheep will do is they will help you build anything and speed up the process, as holding it down can get annoying. I did some hunting for some food, and as I was coming back to the base, I found out that you could pick up your pals and throw them, which I thought was kind of neat. After I did some cooking, I was able to feed myself as well as the chicken that was starting to get hungry. In this clip here, I build 2 beds for the sheep, and for some reason I'm on fire as well, but once I start working on the beds, you can see that the 2 sheep do come up here and start hammering away on the other one to sort of give me a hand. After looking through the tech tree, I unlock the feed box, which will pretty much automatically feed my pets so I don't have to do it myself. But anyway, I go out and I gather the materials, and then I craft this. After I built the feed box, I decided that I'm going to finish my house. So I start by building a wall, and then I build 3 walls with windows. And then I decided to chop down the complete wall, as I think the ones with windows would look better because I can look at the scenery. So I break that, and then I have to run out and gather some more materials for the rest of the walls. After I gather the resources, I build 2 more walls with windows in them. As you can see here, I'm not able to build a wall because of what I thought at the time was the bed obstructing it, but I soon found out that it was the PAL box that was obstructing it. So here I try and break the bed, which takes an extremely long time, as you can see here. Right now I have the video at 3 times speed. My axe breaks throughout it, so I have to go repair it, and I do use some talent points just to try and upgrade my stamina, I'm pretty sure, just so I can swing for longer. So here you can see me try and place the wall again, and then I figure out that it is the PAL box, and I go on to try and break it, but I decide that I'll just leave it where it is. Because of the obstruction, I decide to break this wall with a window and just use this area as like kind of like a porch area. So I build a door with like a wall with a door, and then once I'm done that, I go and I finish off the wall beside it, and then I go on to finish the roof. One of the last things I do is I finish building, or I rebuild the bed that I destroyed earlier just for one of my sheep. And with that, that concludes this episode of Palworlds. So my opinion on this game is that it's pretty fun so far. I am excited to see what else the game holds, like content-wise, and I plan on uploading more content on the channel about this game. One issue I do have for the game, though, is you might see it through the video, but there's frame spikes, like, where my frames will just drop, like, just randomly just dropped. I don't know really if it's just on my end that's causing it, or it's the game. If you know, leave a like, let me know, but, yeah, thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed, consider subscribing, leaving a like, and comment what you think of this game. And with that, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.